Now, as we headed into the final weekend before the caucuses, Obama administration officials today said that Hillary Clinton's infamous home server contained 22 emails that included information designated top secret. In a response, Clinton spokesman Brian Fallon called it, quote, overclassification run amok, end quote, and blamed the situation on an interagency dispute. Mark, my question for you is, how serious, both legally and politically, is this new email revelation?
Well, legally, it certainly puts her staff in more potential jeopardy for being at least interviewed by the FBI, because this level of classification suggests a level of carelessness on their part. Even if things weren't marked that way, they were dealing with information that based on this classification, they should have known probably shouldn't have been distributed that way, and that it may eventually get to her. As a political matter, it's obviously horrible for anyone who cares about the issue. Polls have generally shown that Democratic voters don't care about it. But we've always said if there's a confluence of a Sanders victory in Iowa and the email problem, the email controversy looking like a problem, that's when, if Sanders wins Iowa, he wins New Hampshire, and Democrats are worried that she may face legal jeopardy, that's when the panic will really set in if they happen around the same time.
We noted yesterday on this show, correctly, I believe, that the Sanders-Clinton fight has gotten a little more negative, but by historical standards, it's still not brutal and bloody. There was a time, though, when Sanders was trying to really take the high road, and that was that time when he said, no one wants to hear about your damn emails anymore. I predict that with this story, if Sanders wins here, as we get a little further along, Sanders is going to start to raise this issue. He's going to say, actually, we got to start thinking about this, because of stories like this, Sanders wants to start making the electability argument. He'll do it carefully, but he's going to start to talk about it if headlines like this continue.
Yeah, and you always look at the Clinton body language of her folks. They clearly are at least somewhat uncomfortable with where this thing stands as a legal matter. They have several times characterized publicly what's going on with the Justice Department investigation, which I've always thought was kind of a weird thing for them to be doing, because they shouldn't know about it. But they're going to have trouble characterizing what's going on now in light of this revelation.
You were on the television this morning talking about this issue and talking about how serious it is. Just from your sense, were Clinton people happy to hear you out there like talking about that stuff on TV? Even
before this public revelation about these emails, and we're expecting a batch of new emails to come out, they're concerned about this. They recognize that this is a new phase in this potential problem. All right, up next, we'll have a sneak peek for you at Sunday's episode of The Circus, our new show on Showtime. This episode is called Tension City. We'll be right back.